Do you have a question or a comment for my guest this evening? Then why not text 07900 171 453, or if you're listening via the Swindon 105.5 app or website, just click on the Contact Us button and that will email me directly here in the studio.
I left my heart by that old oak tree. I thought it might grow up into me. I thought I might one day get to see the way this world was really meant to be. I left my heart for all to see. Honey, won't you come and set me free? So hang me by my ankles again. Show me the world as it might be. And as we journey around the sun, show me a world what the living done. I left my heart by that old oak tree. The ravens, they watch over it for me. Just like a spider caught up in a web, I thought I would be in my element, but all I found was a sticky mess. I couldn't seem to find a place to rest my head. I left my heart for all to see. Honey, won't you come and set me free? So hang me by my ankles again. Show me the world as it might have been. And as we journey around the sun, show me a world what the living done. I left my heart by that old oak tree. The ravens, they watch over it for me. I thought I'd learned how to really swim until the ocean came and pulled me in. I thought I'd learned how to keep my head when all around me were losing it. I left my heart for all to see. Honey, won't you come and set me free? So hang me by my ankles again. Show me the world as it might have been. And as we journey around the sun, show me a world what the living done. I left my heart by that old oak tree. The ravens, they watch over it for me. For 9 days and nights I'll hang up in that tree, learning to see as the wise ones see. Starved of water and starved of bread, learning how to get right out my head. I left my heart for all to see. Honey, won't you come and set me free? So hang me by my ankles again. Show me the world as it might have been. And as we journey around the sun, show me a world what the living done. I left my heart by that old oak tree. The ravens, they watch over it for me. I left my heart for all to see. Honey, won't you come and set me free? I left my heart by that old oak tree. The ravens, they watch over it for me.
Hello and good evening and welcome to Don't Stop the Music radio show. My name is Peggy-Sue and I am your host. Now the song you just heard there is from my guest this evening, so I'd like to welcome to the studio, live from South Africa, Dawn Melanie. Hello Dawn, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Peggy?
I'm really well, thank you. Now, excuse the bangs in the background. It is fireworks night here, so there are quite a few bangs and pops and whizzes going off in the background because obviously people out there are setting off those fireworks. So if you do hear a bang over the airwaves, don't worry and don't panic.
I shall keep calm.
Now, that song there, Old Oak Tree. Now, I did play it last week on my show as well, because where you sent it into the studio, and I'm so glad that you came onto the show this week, because the songs that you've sent through this evening, they're very good and very storytelling. So, tell me the reason behind that song, The Old Oak.
So I love mythology from around the world. I have always had a fascination with myth and legend, folklore and fairy tale. And so that particular song references the stories of Odin and how he went on this journey, kind of an inward journey really, to gain wisdom. And he was hung by his ankles from an old oak tree. And he went through all these traumas, and he was starved for 9 days and nights, and he went through all this like hectic experience in order to really gain insight. And in doing so, he was gifted the ruins. And the ruins were then the wisdom of the written language. And for me, the song is a mix of that, going through trauma in life to gain wisdom and to find a way to express yourself, your own kind of language, I suppose, and how heartache is often a part of that significant trauma that you go through. So it was a combination of, leaving my heart, coming out of a relationship and kind of planting it back in the soil and hoping it would grow into the me I wanted to be. And at the same time, learning from that trauma and gaining the wisdom and learning to express myself again.
Yeah.
So it's a very multi-layered song,
It is. And it's really nice to do with the folklore side things as well, because I know quite a few artists who do into folklore and storytelling, and they've always bring on really not, I'm going to say good songs. I want to say not wow songs, but really good songs, and they just make people listen to them, because it's not always just listen to the tune. They listen to the words.
And the words are so important. I was a lyricist before I learned to play an instrument. I was writing words, and I had the melodies in my head, and I would then sort of learn instruments to back up the melodies I was hearing in my head, to try and translate what was in my head into reality so everyone could hear it. And I think that like myth and legend is how we've passed down wisdom and guidance through the generations. So folklore is so important, and myth is so important to how we grow as a civilization. And I feel like doing that with our songs today kind of keeps alive that tradition.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things, isn't it, where even like I know it's saying like the folklore on that is how they used to pass down those stories as well from generation to generation. So that's another thing is that you've actually brought it into, I would probably say you've brought it up to date, put it into a song that people can listen to.
Absolutely. And thank you for saying that, because I think that for a long time I felt like my music was very like otherworldly and old and didn't necessarily have a genre or a place. And so when I was starting out putting my music into the world, I was very nervous that it wouldn't touch down with people, and I've been finding that so many people really connect with the stories, and they find pieces of their history as well as pieces of who they are in those stories, which is so amazing to hear, and see people experience.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Now, of course, our listeners are now going to be wondering, who is Dawn Melanie? So tell our listeners who you are.
So I am from South Africa, though my family heritage is pretty diverse, a little bit of Irish, Scottish, and some German in the mix. So I get fed by kind of many cultures' roots, I suppose. And I am an artist and a musician. I play a whole range of instruments, from piano through to mandolin, violin, guitar, didgeridoo even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So literally anything at this point that I can pick up and find a melody, I can learn to play, because I play by ear. So I kind of have the music in my head, which is very valuable and makes it a lot easier to pick up an instrument. And other than that, I'm a visual artist, so I paint, and I do everything from tiny little paintings on wood through to murals. And I suppose I'm quite diverse. In between the art and the music, I farm a little bit. So that's really
do you have time for that?
It's a good question. I keep artist hours, what I call artist hours, which is like late night times, kind of between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. It's like good art and music creation time for me. And then I use the daylight hours for like farming and family.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now, some of these songs are coming from from your new album that's coming out in January next year, but you've also had another album out already. So your album that's currently out is Here and Now, and your new album is There and Then.
Yes, absolutely.
I did get that the right way round. I'm so pleased with that.
You did, absolutely. So in between Here and Now and There and Then was a 3-track EP called Be the Light, which I know you're going to play a few tracks off of tonight as well. And I create a lot of music. I'm very prolific. I write a lot of songs, and it's been very hard for me to try and record it all quickly enough, and I'm nowhere near done. I've got so much still to do. So I had There and Then planned for a long time, and I knew what tracks were supposed to go on There and Then. And then I wrote a couple of songs in between that I really wanted to just get down. So I had to put the EP out in between the albums to kind of just collect what I was doing at the moment.
So to my listeners, if you have any questions or comments for Dawn this evening, you can text 07900 171 453, or if you're listening via the Swindon 105.5 app or website, do click on that contact us button and it will email me directly here in the studio. So next we're going to go and play another of your songs. So this one is called Childhood Games. So what's the story behind this one?
I love this song. So this is actually the next release of my There and Then album. So it's debuting right here.
Yay!
And I really, this song is so quirky. When you play games as a kid and you suddenly look at them when you're an adult and you realize that they're quite morally skew. And the things that they were teaching you were actually a little bit dodgy. And you hadn't thought of it at the time. But in hindsight, I realized that so many of the games we play as children are teaching us kind of things we probably shouldn't really learn. Like I can remember playing a card game called Cheat, and it actively taught you to cheat. That was the objective of the game. So in this song, I kind of looked at all the childhood games we play, and I found the flaws in the morals. And then for me, I realized that those things were hugely metaphoric for life experiences, and how we then go through life almost reliving those games, and we play out these games between ourselves socially and in relationships, and they all almost have a base morally in the games we play as children. There's Snakes and Ladders, Truth and Dare, Murder in the Dark. All of those are referenced in the song.
Well, here it is. This is Childhood Games.
Oh, and those childhood games you and me play, loving the same as I did then. Oh, and the weight of the world on some frail girl couldn't be known when you were 10. Oh, and I'll fall on my face, lose all my grace, loving the same as I did then. Oh, and those childhood games you and me play, loving the same as I did then. till you groove. Rerun the things that you knew then, and feels like a snake lying in wait, hoping we'll find you wandering. Oh, and those dangerous games you and me play, collect 200 past begin. Oh, and you just roll the dice on this game we call life. Life's a gamble, are you in? Oh, and we play truth or dare, lay our hearts bare, do anything to just fit in, and murder in the dark is a game in the park. Victim decided, let's begin. Oh, and you're kissed if you're caught, don't be distraught. Run, little girl, oh, run, forget. Oh, and you're truly held if you rebel for breaking the rules you silly thing. Oh, and those childhood games you and me play, love the same as I did then. Oh, and the weight of the world, not afraid to go. Could we know when you were 10? Oh, and I'll fall on my face, lose all my grace. Love the same as I did then. Oh, and those childhood games you and me play, love the same as I did then.
So that there was Childhood Games by my guest this evening, which is Dawn Melanie. Now, thank you, Chloe, for messaging in. Chloe has messaged in via the Swindon 105.5 app or via the website. She's clicked on that contact us button, and she has said, I'm tuned in on really loud to help out our dog Jack block out all the bangs. They're good tunes, and hello to South Africa.
Oh, hi, right back at you. And I'm so glad I'm helping your dog. That warms my heart. 'Cause I've got like 9 dogs.
Oh, wow, you got 9. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all behaving so beautifully at the moment. I'm surprised.
Whilst I was reading that, we've had another one come in, and this is from Francis. Hello, Francis. Francis says, I'm a friend of Dawn's, also from South Africa, but currently in the USA. I've been cheering her on for most of her musical career from the sidelines, so I'd like to do it now across the airwaves and ocean waves and on an international radio waves. Oh, how beautiful. Love you, Dawn. I love the new song. And that's from Francis.
Oh my goodness, she's literally like my best friend.
Oh.
And yeah, I wouldn't be who I am today without her. She has just been one of the most inspiring people in my lives. And like from an art and music perspective, she's a phenomenal musician, amazing singer. And yeah, without her, I wouldn't have had the confidence to be who I am now. So that means the world to me.
Oh, and lovely is to know that you're also listening in the USA as well. So thank you so much, Francis. That is a wonderful email to receive.
That is just like, yeah, the best. So heartwarming.
So tell us how you got into your music in the first place, because obviously, as you said, you have got the folklore and things where you've come into it. Did you start it from a young age, or did you progress into it?
So when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I'd already been coming up with songs, and I would kind of do that throughout my day while I was, busy with whatever I was doing, running around the garden or climbing trees. And I can remember sitting in a tree and kind of writing a mental list of the things I really love to do with my life. And my music was like right at the top of the list. And then I was like, okay, well, what is plan B was art, and plan C was like write poetry or be an author, and plan D was dance. So they were all very creative pursuits. And I kind of had immense stage fright to get over. So between that age, that tender age of 10, and the point where I actually started performing my music live and then recording it after that, the stage fright almost stopped me. It was such a close thing. And it was really like with Frances's encouragement and her being so passionate about singing kind of just pushed me. And she was there that first moment that I got on stage and started singing again. And it's from there on out, once I actually got up there and got over the stage fright, it just took off from there, and I just kept at it. I didn't stop once I started.
Wow. That's amazing. That's really good. And then obviously with that, you've progressed into telling the stories. Mind you, I suppose as well, if you say there about writing poems and that as well, or becoming an author, in a way you have done that, because poems and storytelling is all in the music as well.
It is, absolutely. And there are some poems that become songs, and I obviously have some poems that just stay poems. But I really feel like there is definitely a connection between those things, and especially with my style of writing. It is very poetic, and because of the storytelling, there is definitely a link between the two. So maybe I'm doing all of those things that I wished I could do when I was 10.
And you've put them all into one. You've squished them all in.
Found a way to make it work.
Yeah.
A, B, C,
Okay, we're going to go into the next song now, and this one is Remember How. So tell me the story behind this one.
So in 2021, there were riots in KZN, which is where I live in South Africa. And it was hectic. Suddenly, like, the world turned on its head. People rampaged through shopping centers. For 2 weeks, there was absolute chaos. And it was like everyone forgot who they were. People who, were friends suddenly were like fearful of each other, and different communities turned against each other, and there was so much tension and so much racial tension and so much anxiety at that point in time. And I was sitting on my own on my farm, separate from it in a way, and all I could think was like, could we remember who we are? Do we remember what we really are underneath all of this? And that's where Remember How came out of it. That's what I wrote in the middle of the riots, was that song.
Wow. Well, here it is. This is Remember How.
We lie here watching starlight disappear in the night, burning bright. We are kin with firelight, and we all here now. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? And we all still human now. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? And we all still innocent. be kind and fair. Lift each other when we fall. The bridges with remains of walls. And we are all here now. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? And we are all still human now. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? And we are all still innocent somehow. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? And we all still children now. Do you remember how? Do you remember how? Do you remember now? Do you remember now? Do you remember now? Do you remember now?
Mike Ganley's Crooked Road, Americana, acoustic and roots music on Swindon 105.5, Thursday evening, 8 to 10. Listen again, 2 minutes past midnight on Wednesday. Listen on air, on digital radio in Swindon and Marlborough, online, on smart speakers, and on our station mobile app.
Don't Stop the Music radio show is broadcast live every Tuesday between 8 and 9 p.m. on Swindon 105.5. Plus now it's also released on Spotify every Friday at 7 p.m. Come and get your music heard.
Dance, life, control, dreams, dance.
So yes, make sure you stay tuned and get your music heard as well. I would love to hear from you. You can just go and visit my website, which is www.don'tstopthemusicradioshow.com, and you can also see on there, it gives you links to the Spotify, to Amazon Music, and also if you are a musician, how you can book yourself into my show as well for an interview. Just like my guest did this evening.
I would totally recommend it. Like, they really should chat to you. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Now, whilst the song was playing, you yourself received a message from a friend. Would you like to give them a shout out?
Absolutely. My friend Alice, thank you so much for listening in. In South Africa, it's actually 10:30 at night. So, my friends are dedicated and I just so appreciate it. And she just said she's so enjoying the show. So I'm really glad that she's tuned in and listening to what we have to say and the music.
Thank you so much. Yes, no, thank you. It's lovely to know that people are listening and also enjoying the music as well.
Absolutely. Especially for an artist, it really fuels what we do.
Now I'm going to go back to your folklore bits because the song we're going to play next is The Maiden and the Stones. Now, for the people who live here in Swindon will be aware that just down the road we've got Avebury and the Avebury Stone Circle, and a bit further down the road we've got Stonehenge. So we're in Wiltshire. We have ancient monuments, and we've got the things like the white horses. So if you Google white horses or other search engines are available, but if you Google white horses, you will see, I think we've got, it's something like 11 or 12 white horses, which are ancient monuments, and the oldest one is just over the border, which is also close by, which is at Uffington, which is on Dragon Hill. So we have a lot of, again, folklore stories around those monuments, and this one, is called The Maiden and the Stones. And when I listened to it, all I could picture was Avebury Stone Circle. So tell me the story behind this song.
So for a start, I love that that's the image that came to your mind, because when I was writing the song, I think that was very much Avebury and Stonehenge were images that were very much in my mind. I lived in the UK for a little over a year and a half, and it was always a place of fascination for me because of the history and the mythology around the space. And then at the time when I wrote the song, I was actually in Zimbabwe, and they also have these enormous stones. They're not monuments, but they've got these massive, massive stones, and it instantly reminded me of places like Avebury and Stonehenge. And so it took me back there in a sense.
Yeah.
And I so distinctly saw these stones as being both part of the landscape as well as being like the spirits of the people who have come before. And the journey of this girl as she kind of becomes part of that history in a sense, you know, and she transforms into part of the landscape, like a dryad, which she becomes a tree, you know, and the stones are these warriors that have cemented themselves in place, becoming these amazing monumental beings.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that you can get that feel actually as well when you listen to the words. And there's also a gentleman on this track as well that sings a lot as your backing singer on this one. And when he's got this he hasn't got a very deep voice, but he's got a gruffly voice. It's quite gravelly.
That's actually my partner, and he actually has an incredibly deep voice. Him and his brother are a band called The Name on the Drum, and they are like a contrast, light and dark. His brother is this kind of light, high sort of pitch, and he's got this like deep voice that comes in underneath. But when we were recording the song, he kind of came in to be that echo, almost like the Stones to the Maiden, you know, and it worked so well.
It does work really, really well. So listeners, we're now going to play that for you now. So this is The Maiden and the Stones.
A maiden fair was walking down this long and dusty road. She came upon a circle of these ancient standing stones. She walked amongst the shadows and she wondered what they know. And all the while the wind was whispering that they were ghosts. 1,000 years or more had passed since they last went home. They stood so still for oh so long, their bones had turned to loam. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, they dreamt that they were stone. Now that they're stone, they dream the dreams of men returning home. The maiden danced amongst the stones with tender feet so bare, and for the first time in a while the stones knew they were there. And though their bones had turned to loam, they didn't seem to care. She danced amongst them, spring to autumn, ribbons in her hair. 1,000 years or more had passed since they last went home. They stood so still for oh so long, their bones had turned to loam. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, they dreamt that they were stone. Now that they're stone, they dream the dreams of men returning home. The maiden watched two crows fly by and wished that they would stay and find a way to share the tale of what they saw each day. She felt for certain they would know where the secrets lay, to where we all go when we die and who directs the play. On wings of night they flew up high, the world faded away. Amongst the clouds they laughed out loud, no matter any rain. Far below them sleeping children dreamt that they could fly. On wings of night they flew up high and laughed out with delight. One of the crows they dropped a seed which fell far to the ground. It sent out roots in there and grew upon the ancient mound. It sent its arms up high above, it didn't make a sound. From spring to autumn leaves adorned it like a ribbon crown. 1,000 years or more had passed since that tree had grown, and all around it stood the sign of ancient standing stones. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, they dreamt a dusty road.
There we go. So that was The Maiden and the Stones. Now, another image that conjures up when that's playing, there's a series on, I think it's on Netflix. It might not be. No, it's on Prime. Sorry, it's on Amazon Prime, and that is it's Outlander, where she touches the stone and she goes back in time, and
I'm in Scotland.
Yeah. That also conjures up with all that with the stones as well. So yeah, it's definitely one of those ones that brings up, for a lot of people who would know the stories behind some of the monuments, like Avebury, Stonehenge, and there's other ones as well. So like I said, the ones in Scotland, I think there's a couple up in Yala Sky. They're just all over. And we've also got nearby what's called the Devil's Den, which is this is the only thing that's left. There's a couple of standing stones that's left of a burial mound. Plus we've also got all the other burial mounds around here as well. So that it's all that history, and it just conjure up that history behind them, and you want to know more. So yeah, that's a really good song that conjures up those images.
I'm so glad it gives that feeling, because for me, I think that people are attracted to those kind of monuments because it feels to them like they're being taken back in time, you know? I think that is such a perfect way to describe the sensation you get when you step into spaces like that it transports you somewhere else, somewhere mythical, and somewhere that you can feel, you really feel your roots, you know? You want to feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, or you're being grounded there as well, because you just said about your roots.
Yeah,
if you feel grounded is another good thing. And also, I suppose with that, it makes you, especially around this area, we have a lot of people who are Wiccan or Druid, following the different pagan paths. So that one would definitely go with those flows. So that would have been perfect. I think that one would definitely be perfect, especially around Beltane. I think that round by that time would be great to play.
Absolutely. And you know, in the Southern Hemisphere, where you guys have just celebrated Samhain, we've been celebrating Beltane. So that has been the polarity here, actually. So we've actually just been celebrating Beltane. So wonderful that you should mention that.
Do you know, I completely forgot about that, because obviously, so when we celebrate our winter solstice in December, you'll be celebrating your summer solstice. So while we're celebrating you'll be celebrating Litha. Yeah. So yeah,
absolutely.
It's one of those strange things, isn't it, when you are on the different side of the hemisphere. And it's lovely that we have the technology we do now, so then I can talk to you live on air whilst being in different hemispheres.
And it's like, it really is a way nowadays where we can truly feel the balance of the planet, you know, especially those of us who celebrate those cycles and celebrate the seasons and celebrate those points in the wheel of the year, you know, that like we can feel each other on the other side of the world celebrating the opposite thing, but the two halves coming together is what creates this wonderful balance, and it's just so magic.
It's a yin and yang.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it always has been, but in the past we couldn't connect to the way we do now. You know,
it's
now
very
we can
true.
talk about it in the moment.
Yeah, it's very, very true. And it's also that bit where it's the light and the dark as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, see? Brilliant. You need to come on my other show. You need to come on the Outer Limits.
Anytime. I'm there. I'm so there.
So for those listeners who don't know, Outer Limits radio show is on a Wednesday night at 10 p.m. here on Swindon 105.5. I'm going to get that plug in.
That was a great moment, great segue. Love it.
Now, obviously, with your new album, as I say, it's coming out in January. Have you got an exact date in January it comes out?
At the moment, it's not 100% set in stone, but I'm thinking around about 15th of January.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. So I know there's usually about that time over here. I think there is what we have, the Wolf Fair, something like that. I think they might have changed the... Yeah, I think it's the Wolf Fair. There's a lovely lady who has these wonderful fairs on, and your music, again, would go perfect in those fairs. Where she has the readers and the healers and the crystal people who sell crystals for healing and stuff. And the music would just really vibrate around those rooms. So I think the Neville thing is, that would be quite a nice thing. I reckon that
I'd love to tie those things together.
The Maiden and the Stones would definitely go perfect in that space.
Oh, good. I'd definitely love to know more about that and definitely connect those two pieces. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so your music is bringing out those. It is an alternative, I would say, for a lot of people here, where you have got the storytelling, the folklore, but also the nature and, as you already said, the year of the wheel and how it all comes together. And I'm personally a walker. I love going for hikes, and going for those walks and you listening to nature is what I love about it. My partner doesn't quite grasp it. I can go through I can do an 8 to 10 mile walk, and I can just be quite happy and content and listening to the birds rustling in the tree leaves going. It's not necessarily when you're walking along a road, because you have to walk along a road, but when you get into the bits where you have got the nature, it's really I just zone out everything else and just concentrate on the sounds of nature. And I think with some of your music as well, you do that. You make people listen to those sounds, because it's not always like at the moment. I think you've got crickets or something, because where you're in South Africa, I think I can just hear them in the background. But it's something that I can pick up, because it's what I'd like to do. It's what I tend to listen out for, those things in the background.
It's amazing that you do that. I find that listening to the sounds of nature and fully immersing yourself, like going through your 5 senses when you're walking and feeling the wind on your skin and listening to the rustle of leaves in the trees and feeling the sand between your toes, is kind of a very meditative experience, and it roots you in the moment. You know, where people ask, how do you live in the now? I find that is the quickest way to really truly bring yourself into a present state of being, is to just fully feel what each of your senses is experiencing. And obviously in nature, that's such a pleasure to do, you know.
Oh, most.
So I can relate. Even if your partner can't, I get
Some people do though, don't they? Say it's classed as a walking meditation, because they are listening to the things around them. And you don't necessarily have to just. Some people think of meditation where you do have to sit. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you cross legs, and that's it. No, you can do those walks where you just, as you just said, you just feel the sand between your toes, or you can feel the breeze on your skin and the wind rustling through your hair, and and the smell of the earth, especially if it's just been raining and you've got that damp earth smell and things like that. You do, it's everything, how it all comes together.
Yeah, and for me, that has always been such an effective way to really meditate and to clear your mind. You know, it's not an effort to do.
No.
When you sit and you meditate, it takes quite a bit of practice to clear your mind. But if you're able to get into doing these walking meditations and immerse yourself in the natural world around you, it happens so naturally and so easily.
It does. It really, really does. Now we're going to go into our next song. And talking of being nature and meditation, how about Be the Light? So tell us the story behind this one.
So the story, the verses kind of speak again of the traumas you go through, of, you know, those moments in your life where you feel like you're right on the edge and you just don't know how you're going to pull yourself together again. And then the chorus is kind of this call to remember that you're not alone, and that if no one else in the world will be your light, I'll be the light. And at the end of the song, it's a reminder that we're all the light, that each and every one of us is the light for somebody else out there. And even when I myself feel low and like I am feeling a bit depressed, or, you know, I'm fighting this battle with the world or internally, someone in my world is a light. You know, whether it's Francis or Alice or my partner, somebody is the light for me. Right now it's you, you know, right now you're a light. And it's just a reminder that each and every one of us have our moments where we shine bright and we become the light in the dark. You know, and I think people used to leave a light on when someone was coming home, especially back in the day before there was like lots of street lights and electricity. It was a candle in a window. It was just a small, tiny, glowing flame which brought you home and made you know your way back. And that's what the song's about.
And here it is. This is Be the Light.
Like trying to catch a memory, faded fast from morning dreams. You know you felt this way before. Just before you take a dive, grateful that you're still alive. You know you're going down once more. Oh, life, felt its fingers mold your mask, and you know you wear it like a pro. Lamps are blown, the streets gone dark, clouds have covered up your spark, and you know you felt it all before. Oh, and I'll leave the lights on burning bright to guide your way back home. Oh, and I'll leave the lights on burning bright. Leave the lights, my love. You've danced with devils, talked to gods, prayed that you would find some love. If not out there, then in yourself. What would it take to wake your heart, reignite that daunting spark, and set your fires burning bright? 'Cause we all need light in darkest nights, hope in hardest time. Oh, will you be the light I see tonight? Will you be that light, my love? Oh, will I be the light you see tonight? Will I be that light, my love? Or will we be the lights we need this time? Will we be that light, my love?
So that there was Be the Light. Now, I do apologise if you hear a child in the background. One of Dawn's twins has just woken up. So we do apologise if you do hear them in the background. But yeah, she's going to be their light now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was like almost perfect timing.
It was,
we're
wasn't
close
it?
to the end of the show. We're doing pretty good.
We are doing pretty good. And as you said there, we are coming close to the end, and we've got about 5 minutes left. So if you would like to tell our listeners how they can find out more information about you, where they can find your songs, please do let us know now.
So you can literally find me on almost every social media platform, Facebook, Instagram. You're looking for Dawn Melanie. Very simple. I dropped surnames a long time ago because they weren't working for me. Please excuse the baby. She's just getting herself comfy.
No problem.
Yeah, so you can find me on all social media channels, and you can also find me on Spotify, on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, every streaming platform, ones I hadn't even heard of before I started releasing my music. So just type in Dawn Melanie into the search bar and I'm pretty sure it'll come up.
Oh, brilliant. And that's the good thing as well, is then if you have, just go over to them, make sure you follow Dawn as well, because it's always nice to know that when she releases another song, single, or a new album, it does notify you as well. So always keep following all those artists. So before we go and talk about the last song, is there anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, absolutely. My sister Erin, and my partner Nat. Without them, I literally couldn't do what I do. So, especially being a mom of young children as well. I think without a good, solid support system, without like good grandparents, and without good partners, you certainly can't continue doing the things you were doing before you became a parent. And because of those people in my life, I've been able to keep balance, and I've been able to carry on with my music and my art. And it's the thing I'm most grateful for, as my children and the people who allow me to continue to be me as well as being a mom. It's one of the best things. So definitely to those people.
Oh,
my love.
How lovely. Oh, that is a wonderful shout out. So the song we're playing to take us out of this show is Burn the House Down. Please, not literally. Now tell us the story behind this song.
So the song was about rebellion against the system, but also about finding nature again as your way of rebelling. So it wasn't an angry rebellion, even though the song is called Burn the House Down. It was really just about, shining a light on things in our world that don't make sense and that don't add up, and then finding your roots again and planting seeds and letting those seeds grow into trees, and finding nature is a way of finding truth in a world where I think often truth is disguised heavily.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure, and especially talking to you here from the UK to South Africa. It has been absolutely brilliant, and it's lovely to connect that way as well. So thank you so much for joining me, because as you said, it is quite late there, so it must be coming up. So if it's now 5 to 9 here, so is it 5 to 11?
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah, so thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. So this is Burn the House Down, and say thank you very much, and good night everyone.
Good night.